Hey everyone, welcome back to Ontario Gardening. Today I am going to do a McKenzie seed haul. I'm super excited about this. I've never done a seed haul before. I don't know why I haven't. It's not like I've never bought seeds before. It's just everyone else is doing them and I'm like super excited because I have 194 seed packets from McKenzie here. I did not pay retail for these at $2.99 or $3.99 a pack. Like that's upward of $1,000 worth of seeds. I actually found them on a marketplace, like Facebook Marketplace, for $40. So like I got an insane deal. Now there is doubles and triples of some things, so it's not like I have 194 varieties of different things. But I would say have like at least 50 varieties of different things. So, and it includes flowers, vegetables, herbs. So I'm super excited. I'm going to go through ones that I'm going to try this year. I'm not going to sit and bore you with an hour-long video of different stuff, but McKenzie is pretty big here where I am. You can find them at your big box stores like Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, that sort of thing. You can also shop McKenzie seeds online. They have a really cool merchandise store for gardeners. Not only does it include like your actual like gardening stuff to like garden with, like tools and stuff, it also has really cool merch. They have cool t-shirts, cool mugs, super cute and affordable, and their seeds, like themselves, their seeds are pretty reasonably priced, usually about $2.99 a packet. So anyways, I have my bag here just to kind of give you an idea. I don't know if you can see of what 194 packets of seeds looks like, but it's pretty insane and I'm excited about it. I am not going to keep all of these. I love to share with family and friends. I know my sister's watching this and she's going to come and raid this stash probably while I'm not home. And so anyways, I'm going to share with my family, my friends. I do seed trades online with people on Facebook, and you know, I barter with those and trade for varieties that I might like or ones that I can't get here in Canada. So anyways, I'm going to stop yapping and get into the seed haul. So thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing for more awesome gardening and, as you can see, homesteading content. So starting off, we have, and I think these might be backwards for you, but I'm just showing you really the picture. But we've got a, just a sweet basil. So we're starting off with herbs. We have that. I have just a run-of-the-mill sage here. And I have, now McKenzie is pretty cool. They have So Easy seeds, and basically what that means is the seed itself is coated in a like a protectant film, but it does dissolve when your seed is germinating, but it makes it easier to plant, especially with really tiny seeds. But I have a true lavender, and I'm super excited to grow that one in my pollinator garden because I tried to grow lavender last year, but some of the other stuff shaded it out and I wasn't able to get it to successfully grow. I have some regular chives. Always struggled to grow chives. Last year, I was able to actually grow them. Super exciting. I have evergreen parsley, which is more of a curled parsley versus the Italian giant, which is more of what you're kind of used to seeing, that flat leaf parsley. These are also the easy sow. So as you can see, the seeds are like coated. So that's pretty cool. I have summer savory. I have neither tried it nor grown it because I really don't know how to use this. I'm assuming, I'm going to have to look it up, but I'm assuming like chicken and fish and that kind of stuff. I have your run-of-the-mill dill, and then I have the Long Island mammoth dill. So those are what I got in this haul for herbs. And I will move on to the next category. Sorry, I actually lied. I found another pile of the herbs, and I have another type of parsley. This one is an Italian dark green instead of the Italian leaf. And then we also have just a run-of-the-mill oregano and a thyme. So I'm excited to grow thyme because I am going to try and overwinter those this year. I do have a click and grow upstairs on my kitchen counter, so I'm going to try and bring some stuff inside this year if they don't bolt and go to seed, which they tend to do sometimes here where I am. Okay, so now I'm getting into flowers, which is probably like the bulk of this seed haul. So just hang tight with me. But I did get quite a few different varieties, and I am really excited. I have predominantly in the past been a vegetable and fruit gardener. I didn't really until the last like maybe 2-3 years, ever since we moved to this property, have I really gotten into doing flowers. I just never really, I always had a hard time keeping them alive. And for me, I didn't really find value in them at the time because they were just flowers. But as I'm getting older, I'm really starting to appreciate the beauty of a good flower, zinnias specifically. And that's what's going to kick these 2 new varieties I actually haven't tried this year. I got a giant cactus. So these ones are super cute. Like they have like weird little petals. I like those. And then this one is just a cut and come again, which is like your typical looking zinnia, which I'm also excited for because I like that type. I have 2 different types of nasturtiums. I have a dwarf double cherry rose. So I have that kind. And then I have a jewel mixed. So these ones aren't my favorite colors. I really enjoy more like pinks and blues and purples. That's more my jam. Which leads me to these morning glories, which are actually really pretty. So this one is a heavenly blue, and this one is early call mixed. And this one is actually a really pretty mix. I've considered growing morning glories, but I have heard, because this one's a climbing vine, and I've heard that these can be messy and invasive if you're not careful. Something that I get from the garden center every year, and I've never tried growing myself, so this year I'm going to try growing myself instead of buying them in plugs, is petunias. So I had a purple wave that I actually already cracked into and was trading with somebody, so I don't want to show you that, but I have. So I got the purple wave, this white easy wave, and then a pink wave. So these are like the types that you see, and they come in, petunias come in so many different shades. They have like ones with like little, it looks like little moons on or stars on them, and then they have ones that are striped, and there's so many different kinds. That's usually what people put in their hanging baskets and that kind of stuff. But I got 2 different types of sunflowers. I have one called Autumn Beauty, which I really, really like this orange one. And then I have one called Golden Hedge. And this one looks almost like a teddy bear sunflower a little bit. It's like super fluffy looking. So I like that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to grow sunflowers again this year. I grew them last year and nightmare are us, let me tell you. So I've got some ornamental grass called Blue Fescue. I am going to try this around my pool. We installed a pool last year, and I got to get some stuff going around that. I'm going to do a video on that later on, but I think that might be one to try. Some Cosmo Candy Stripe Cosmos. These are, I know this isn't a real picture, but this is going to be, I have a whole bunch of these. I probably have 10 packs of those. I'm super excited about those. I have some asters, and I love these as well. Great flower. I showed you how to save aster seeds in a video previous. These ones are Early Charm. So these are a really, really pretty flower. I would say that the asters are probably like up in my top flowers. Cupid's Dart. So this is a perennial. I'm hoping it's perennial to my zone. But these are this is out of the whole flower haul, this one is the one that we are most excited about growing. I think that is just pretty. It looks like a purpley blue. I'm not really sure if that's conveying on camera. Super pretty. We've got marigolds. This is just like the McKenzie's best seed mix for marigolds. Great trap plant. These are super neat as well. I'm probably going to end up giving most of these to my sister because her boyfriend really likes black type flowers that I think. And these ones are Nemophilias and they are penny black. So it's a black flower. I'm not sure how much you can see of that on the screen, but I think they're going to like those ones. Rudbeckia, and these are Goldstrum variety. I'm not a huge fan of these, but I wanted to try growing. My neighbor has them, and I like the way they look on her property, kind of as a filler in between other stuff. And in my area, I know that these are perennial because hers come back every year. 4 o'clock. These are the Marvel of Peru 4 o'clocks. Pansies. Not a huge fan of pansies, but they're all right. This variety is the Show Swiss Giant. We have mixed color Sweet Williams. These are really pretty. Black Eyed Susan. Not really a fan of these either. I probably won't grow those, but I don't know. I just don't like the black center. I just think I'm just not a fan. It's just not for me. Poppies. Not really a fan of poppies either, but this is the Iceland mix where it's a mixture of different ones. And I don't mind the white ones. The white ones are pretty. If I could grow just white ones, that would be cool. These are long spurred columbines. These remind me of kind of like a daffodil a little bit, I guess. If anybody knows what those are. Shepherd scabosia. These are also a perennial and also super cute. And I'm excited for these ones. I'm definitely going to try these ones. They almost look like something called, is it alum? I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but they kind of remind me of that, like a fluffy ball. A stilby, and this is a Arundasi hybrid mix. This one's fluffy too. It reminds me of like a lupin or like a celosia maybe. Anyways, sweet pea. It's to my understanding that these are in another, these are climbing as well, and that these can also kind of take over. And then last but not least, and I will be growing a ton of this year because I am making oils out of it, I have some neon calendula. So I am going to and I'm going to make a video on it, don't worry, but I'm going to infuse oil this year to make calendula items, like topical items to use in the future. So next up I have beans and peas. Not a ton of these, so I have two different varieties of peas. I have the snow pea snowflake, and I have the edible podded snow pea. So I'm going to assume that these pods are edible, which I hope so because I've only ever grown shelling peas, and I always said I would never grow peas again because I just feel like peas take up so much space. They climb all over, and then for like 10 little peas inside of a like pod, I grew like something like 12 plants the one year, and I got like a cereal bowl full of peas. That's gonna last us for one dinner. So I just said no to the peas again. But if they're like these ones, like you can use in stir fry whole or eat them whole, that's a different story. That's similar to like growing a green bean, and I'm here for that. Okay, kicking off the beans, I have stringless green pod, and these are a bush bean, which is very similar to the provider bean, which is also a bush bean. So as you can see there, and I have grown the provider in the past. They're not bad. And then I have three types of the yellow beans. So I have a golden wax bush bean, and then an improved golden wax bush bean. I don't know what that means. I don't know why it's improved, but there's that. And then I have the pencil pod black wax bush bean, and that would be something more that I would grow. One, I'll never grow a climbing bean ever again. Learn my lesson. I'll only ever do bush beans, and we like the thin ones, like the thin like stringless ones. And then the last bean that I have, which I'm kind of excited about. These ones, I got to do a little bit more research, but it's my understanding that they get pretty big, but they are the rattlesnake beans. So again, not a real picture, but excited to grow these ones. Okay, I have just a couple categories left, starting with lettuces. So I have, or I guess leafy green. So I have black seeded Simpson lettuce. So it's almost like a curled leaf lettuce, which I actually am going to winter sow these. Look for that video on February 6th, I believe. My Monday videos are gardening videos. My Friday videos are like recipe videos. But on Monday, the February 6th, I am doing winter sowing. I'm showing you how to do that outside in the snow. Anyways, this one's going to be a good one because it's like a curled leaf lettuce, and I'm excited for that. I'm also going to try in my winter sowing spinach. This one is the Olympia Hybrid. Now this one looks similar to what you would get at the grocery store, and that makes me excited because any spinach that I've gotten before from like friends or in seed trades are always these weird spinaches that I would never find at the grocery store, and I just wanted like a grocery store spinach, the one that you can buy in like the big containers. That's all I wanted. And then last but not least, in the lettuce department, I have just some romaine lettuce, and this one looks it's got a Caesar salad on the front. It looks like one of those dark leafy green, sorry, the light is glaring here, romaine lettuce. So moving on to, I only have 2 fruits, but I have a honey rock cantaloupe, which I am considering trying in a grow bag. I wanted to do artichoke, but I can't attain seeds for those. If you happen to have seeds, hook me up because I can't find artichoke seeds anywhere. And the other thing I have is your generic alpine strawberry. I have grown these in the past. They are ever-bearing, meaning they continuously produce all summer as opposed to doing it all in June, which would be June-bearing. So that's really exciting. I'm going to do those in my hanging baskets. I do strawberries usually in my hanging baskets every year anyways, but I always actually buy the like the pre-rooted plants, and not this year. I'm going to start these strawberries in the next couple weeks and get those started. Moving on to cucumbers, I have a Marketmore cucumber. This one's more of like a spiky garden cucumber that you probably think of when you're pulling them out of the garden. This one is called Straight 8, another garden type cucumber. The ones that you get from the store are like, I think they're burpless ones, so they're not as seedy, they're long and they're skinny. Earliest Minchu, that's these ones here. And then these ones, which I probably got like 20 packets of, and they're a 58-day variety, so not long at all. And these are called Muncher cucumbers. So they're just little cucumbers, and these are great for containers. So containers, felt bags, even you could probably try them in hanging baskets, but they are bred to be smaller and more compact than a bigger variety. So corn, I'm probably not going to grow corn this year, but I did get My Fair Lady corn, as well as the honey triple sweet, which would probably be the one that I would grow if I was to grow out of these 2 that I got. Long story short on the corn, anytime I try to grow them, I always put them like along the back of the fence, and I get raccoons specifically. We never have raccoons in our yard until I grow corn. Raccoons and the squirrels like to shimmy down them and into the garden bed. So we're not doing that. I don't want to attract them if I can. Okay, moving on, I have 3 different root vegetables that I got. I got a rainbow mix carrot. I have grown these in the past. Super cool. I have a green top bunching beet and an early wonder tall top beet. So they look kind of similar if I'm looking at them. This one looks bigger. Then this one looks almost more like a radish. So super cool. I love canning beets. If you've seen my videos in the past, I can up beets all the time. So I have my squashes. So nothing overly exciting here. I have your generic dark green cucumber. This one I grew last year, and I will never grow another variety. This is the only variety of zucchini I'm ever going to grow. I got it at the recommendation of somebody, and it's called Black Beauty. They were super prolific. I got a ton of fruit off of the plants. I didn't have to hand pollinate as hard as I've had to with zucchini in the past. It was great. I got some early prolific straight neck squash. Quick funny story about this. If you're a longtime viewer, you know that last year I got seeds in a seed trade that were labeled yellow zucchini. I planted them and these grew, and I had no idea what they were. A viewer had to tell me what they were because I pulled it off, and I, took my phone and trying to figure out what it is on Google, and now I know. I seen these when I pulled these out of the bag when I would pick these up, and I was like, are you kidding me? The viewer was right. They were straight The straight neck squash. They were great. I eat them all the time. Like, they were awesome. They taste great. It's just, I didn't set out to grow those. I wanted to grow yellow zucchini. And then I've got a buttercup squash. I'm probably not going to grow those. But I might try these because these are what you would use in a pumpkin pie or my pumpkin lattes. Y'all see the video for that, so good. They are the small sugar pumpkins. So they're like little pie pumpkins. I'm in it. Anything that I can make pie with, I'm cool with it. And then I just have my bunching green onions. They're evergreen bunching. I have Black Beauty eggplant. I grew these last year. They did super well. Lots of fruit on them. I'm not going to grow eggplant again this year. For one, I still have tons in my freezer. And for two, this house is not really a huge fan of them. Moving on to brassica type things. I've got purple kohlrabi, and I will be growing those this year because I heard mashing these, just like potatoes, similar to like a rutabaga, they're really good. I have Desico broccoli. I've got early snowball cauliflower. I have tried to grow these a bunch of times. I'm not good at keeping them shade cloths. They end up bolting on me. I did okay with them the one year and they did grow little heads, but I'd like to try again. I got asparagus seeds. I got a couple packs of these. I wish I had got these last year because I planted crowns last year in my garden and I did a video on that and I showed you. But growing them from seed would have been way cheaper. I mean, I didn't pay that much for the crowns, but still. And then last but not least for this category, I have Long Island Improved Brussels sprouts. I grew Brussels sprouts in, again, if you are a viewer, I grew Brussels sprouts in felt bags last year and they did awesome. I ended up getting little, not at the beginning, it took quite some time for them to get established, but once they did, I got Brussels sprouts. It was pretty cool. Peppers. I have a California Wonder green pepper, just your generic pepper, because I got a golden California Wonder yellow pepper. And then along that line, I've got the red bell pepper. So I've got my three colors kind of all done there. I've got a sweet banana pepper. This is great because I like to make rings, like condiment rings, can them up for burgers and hot dogs and that kind of thing. And these ones are sweet, so no heat whatsoever. But then I also got a hot mix, which I'm super excited to grow. Excited, but also a little scared because, like, what does that mean? Like, I just want to know, like, what kind of, I have to do some reading on the back. Oh, it does tell me what kind of, so there's cayenne, Anaheim, jalapeno, Santa Fe Grand, and Serrano peppers in here. So I'm going to grow these because actually one of my canning video plans, and you will see that in a video coming up soon of my canning plans for the year, is to do hot pepper rings because I buy them all the time and I go through them all the time. So I'm really excited to grow those on my own and then can them up. And then I have a bell pepper trio or colored mix. So I don't even have to grow those separately. I can do one in here. The only problem with this, my only, like, I guess I've never done it this way before where I've grown like a mix like this. I feel like what happens if, like, you say grew 6 pepper plants and all 6 of them come up one color? Like, you don't know which plant is going to come up which color, right? Yeah, so anyways, and then the last but not least, a habanero. And I grew last year, if you've seen my garden tours, habanado. So habanero are really hot peppers. It's to my understanding they're hotter than jalapenos, but I grew habanadas, which have absolutely zero heat. They have the taste of the habanero, but no heat. And the last category, if you have made it this far, thank you so much. Sorry, but I'm so excited. I'm still excited. I have 4 different types of tomatoes. So I've got a big beef hybrid. I probably won't grow this. It's not really for me. I really, really enjoy heirloom tomatoes. I really didn't, when I started gardening, I grew tomatoes just because I felt you had to grow tomatoes. I didn't even really like tomatoes. And I grew them and then I ended up giving them all away. So stupid why I would do that. But I was introduced to heirloom tomatoes. I like tomatoes now. I use them for my sauce. I make sandwiches, and you would have never caught me like 10 years ago dead eating a tomato sandwich. I thought that was like the most disgusting thing in the world. I used to like cringe when I see my dad and my sister eat them, and now I'm like, can't wait. So that brings me to one that I actually am going to try this year, and this is the Brandywine Red. I've heard so many good things about the Brandywine tomatoes, so I'm going to grow those. I've got your typical Roma tomatoes, so those are great if you're canning up pastas or pasta sauces and peeled tomatoes. And last but not least, in this seed haul, I have Patio Choice. So these are about the size of a golf ball, and these are bred to be container garden or container tomatoes. So they're not going to take up a lot of space. I'm going to assume that these would be determinate as they are bred to be in containers. Doesn't matter. I'm probably not going to grow those anyways, but they'll be great to give to people or to trade, especially if you are in an apartment or if you're growing in containers. So thank you so much for sitting here and listening to me yap. I know I have my sourdough starter video from last week was like half an hour. This one's going to be like half an hour. I promise you the next few ones, like my tutorials and stuff, are not going to be this long. This is just kind of extra stuff and extra stuff to fill in the winter time when we're not necessarily gardening. And like I said, everybody else was doing hauls, so I kind of wanted to show one too. Awesome. So we will talk to you guys soon. And thank you so much again for joining us. We'll talk to you later. Bye.